In this week's Design to Move, we're going to target the Erector Spinae muscles. This bundling of muscles run parallel to the spine on both sides all the way up from your pelvis to your neck. Due to weakened spinal flexor muscle groups like your abdominals and obliques, these muscles can become adaptively tightened and painful. When this happens, they take over for your glute muscles during hip extension, the drawing of your leg behind you like you would see in gait or walking. This in turn can contribute to pelvic instability and maladaptive movement patterns throughout the entire body. Today we'll show you how to lengthen these muscles and activate your spinal flexors, which stabilize the hips, legs, and back. Let's hit it. Start by placing a foam roller perpendicular to the spine just above the pelvis. Brace your head in your hands. Tilt your body to one side. Slowly roll up the length of the spine until you come to a tender spot or otherwise trigger point. Isolate the area and gently knead it side to side. You may need to adjust the roller from time to time and begin again. Begin by getting into a 4-point position with your arms and legs shoulder width apart. Sit your hips back towards your heels to round the pelvis under. Tuck your chin and slowly draw your arms overhead. Grasp your wrist with the opposite hand and gently pull the arm across the midline of the body while simultaneously shifting your weight through your trunk to the same side. Keep your abdominals engaged. Breathe out as you lengthen. Perform this exercise while lying on your back with your legs up. After tightening your midsection, lengthen one leg and hold it about 4 inches off the ground. Raise the opposite arm above your head. Keep your chin tucked and brace your head into the non-moving hand. Breathe out as you lengthen to a count of 4, and in as you draw the arm and leg back to the center to a count of 2. Complete this without losing your abdominal hollowing. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart while holding a dumbbell by your side and place your hand behind your head. Without twisting or turning your head or torso, bend to the side using your abdominal muscles to stabilize yourself and keep your hips and lumbar in a neutral position. Bend until you feel a comfortable stretch in your opposite side to a count of 4. Hold this position and slowly return to your beginning position to a count of 2. Begin by anchoring a tube behind you at roughly hip height. A door handle works very nicely for this. Make sure that there is consistent tension in the band through the entire movement. Start the exercise by anchoring the band in the working arm with a retracted shoulder position and the arm drawn in towards the center of the body. Step forward in the opposite leg, making sure not to allow the knee to bend deeper than 90 degrees. As you step into the lunge, rotate through the trunk, making sure not to overly protract and shrug the arm, pressing the band. The majority of the movement should come through the hips, knees, and trunk. Return to the beginning position, making sure to control the weight to a neutral position and flex your glute at the top. This release targets the Erector Spinae. It's comprised of 3 columns of muscles that run parallel to the spine. These muscles help to stabilize you while you bend over and help you to return to an erect position when you stand up. Oftentimes, due to overactive hip flexors, your Erector Spinae become inflamed and tight. Using fascia release to bring the muscles back to their natural length will help to maintain a balancing of your hips as well as reduce strain on your lower back. It's not uncommon for this muscle to become tight and uncomfortable. The tendency for your erectors to compensate for your glutes is a common muscular distortion syndrome. This is where your erectors fire first before your glute muscles when you're walking or jogging. Allowing the muscles to relax and lengthen will help the glutes and hamstrings to take on their natural and primary role in extending the hip and stabilizing the pelvis. This exercise activates the transverse abdominus. The muscle is the deepest of the 4 muscle groups that make up your abdominals. The muscle acts like a girdle and plays an important role in spinal stability. It's important to note that dysfunction and poor recruitment of the transverse abdominus may contribute to low back pain. That's why it's so important that we target and learn how to activate this muscle. This exercise primarily works the internal oblique. The muscle wraps around the waist and inserts into the linear elbow, a cord-like strip of connective tissue running down the center of your abdomen. They help to side bend and twist the body. This muscle also helps to maintain pelvic stability and control. Developing the internal oblique will help to balance the stressors on the pelvis and allow you to gain more control over the legs and midsection. This exercise works the anterior oblique sling system. This system uses the obliques to help provide stability and mobility in gait. They are both important in providing that initial stability during the stance phase of gait and then contribute to pulling the leg through during the swing phase. This system is also important in helping the body create more stability as speed increases in activities such as sprinting, but also is important as the body tries to decelerate during changes in direction.